Zed plays Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Okay, now you can see the gray arrow is somewhere we can't go, but the one that's flashing yellow and red is a place we can go. Go over there and we found Foresta. And here we are. Everything looks really drab and it's a bunch of old people. You. Strange trees are growing in the level forest. Okay. It's always important to talk to people. They will share with you bits and pieces of things that will be helpful. That's true in every RPG you play. Now, the Crystal of Earth is...
The Crystal of Earth is in the north, in the Bone Dungeon.
Bone Dungeon. That sounds like fun. Alright, you.
The monster can drain energy from a person. I'm really just a child.
That is messed up. Hey, you. I'm Kaylee. There's a tree blocking the north exit of the level forest. I can chop down the tree, but the monsters have taken over the forest and I can't get to it. I can help you with that. Come on, let's go.
Don't you dare take Kaylee anywhere dangerous!
Listen, Mom. Hey, that tree wither looks awful. How much the trees must be suffering. Yes. Translation and localization for the win. Okay, you win. Don't worry, Mom. Kaylee joined. Alright. Now we're going to be introduced to the idea of having a partner with us. There's only 2 people in your party, so that way it reduces the amount of taking care of stuff you have to worry about. Because instead of having 4 or even 5 people in your party, you only have 2. And you see right above the X, it says auto. That is the method by which you control your partner. Most of the time, to make it easier, you set it on auto. There are a few places in the game where I would put it on manual. You can put it on manual for a more thorough RPG experience. You choose their actions along with yours. I don't really care. I don't really want to deal with 2 people right now. I'm happy with only 1. Let's see. We've got more cure potions. At most beds, well, some beds at least, if you find them, you can actually walk into the bed, but some beds will actually let you sleep in them and restore your health. I'll leave here. I do have to admit that this game has some insanely awesome music. We're going to explore some more houses. Always thoroughly explore every environment you wind up in. It's always what you want to do. Cure potions. Hey, these people are still young. What in the world? Can you save all full crystals? If they were still, if the old people were actually children, and these people are adult age, were they like infants when this thing started draining life from people? That's got to be messed up. If you're tired, have a rest on that bed. See, there you go. You sleep in it and it'll fully heal everybody. It's cheap. There are inns in the game, but mostly you're going to find free beds every now and then that'll heal you up for free. We'll walk in here. Hey, old dude. Thanks for the help back there. Take the chest in the back. Sweet. Okay, that is the chest you want to find. That carries new armor, new weapons, new spells, and certain key items throughout the game. Those are like the big chests in the Zelda games. Those are the ones you really want to find. Alright. Now, the hopping is an interesting mechanic that is used a lot throughout the game. You'll find new hidden pathways. Found Cure. That's our first spell of the game. Alright, we're going to push this stuff out of the way. You can push things, which we found out earlier in the forest. And you can jump. These 2 things are used quite thoroughly and quite frequently in the game. And they tend to build some interesting puzzles around them. They hide a lot of the good stuff in the game behind push puzzles and jumping puzzles. Alright, I think this is the last guy we gotta talk to in the town. Move! You. I've turned into an old man! Yeah, that's gotta suck, dude. Alright. I think that's everybody. And Kylie mentioned that we should go back to the forest so she can chop down the strange tree or whatever. Okay. Back into the level forest. Hey, come back here! Let me cut this with my axe. We've got to reach the north exit. Okay. With that one axe swing, she's unlocked the rest of the level. But, as you can see in the upper left hand, we're going to go over to this chest here. These brown chests actually restock whenever you go back, when you come back into a level. You can grind this chest and get 99 cure potions, not have to worry about a cure potion for the rest of the game. At least for a while. Which is broken, but they didn't really put that much thought into it. This may actually be on purpose to make it easier to go through the game, make it more simple, instead of having to grind for money, which you do get money, which you don't use that often, which is odd. There's no real shops. You may find a guy who will sell you cure potions or some of the items, but mostly there's no real stores. We'll go ahead and grab the cure potions, because we're here. Alright, it's been a while. Let's get our hands bloody. Into the battle. Okay, here we're going to introduce the AI controls. When you got it set on auto, they're going to be fighting by themselves. They'll control themselves, makes it real easy. You just pick what you want to do, and they'll generally do pretty decent on their own. Sometimes they'll do stupid things, but I'd have to say about 75 to 80% of the time they're going to do perfectly well. Now, that's not the button I wanted to push. Most you can do is attack. Now, generally speaking, your partner is going to be more powerful than you. It's so you have a pretty decent chance of living. They will almost always have better spells than you, better equipment than you, and be at a higher level than you are. General rule of thumb when I play is by the time I by the time I finish or switch over to my new next partner, because you switch partners lots of times throughout the game, I try to be at least at the level that my partner's at. At first, it's not that hard. You grind up some enemies, but later on you wind up... It gets to be harder because the levels get spaced apart more. Now, I think I'm gonna probably skip through a lot of the battles that I do because I don't think you want to watch me fight. It's generally pushing the same button. If something interesting or funny happens, which isn't likely, I'm probably not going to show you much. It'll probably just be you see the screen shrink, and then you'll see me back at the... there, I leveled up. See, level 2, that will generally level up everything. You'll become just generally more powerful. There's nothing you have to worry about during leveling. No involvement in the player's part. Leveling up is just flat out leveling up. Alright. Something I want to show you real quick. Go into the items. That's not what I want. Spells. Okay. So you've got Cure, but she's got Life. Life is what you can use to revive other people. This is basically given to her, so that way you can get used to the battle system, and whenever, you die, you have three lives, basically, because she can revive you up to 3 times with that spell. Because she can use 3 white magics before she runs out of power. She'll generally use that. I tend to leave the partner on AI, the auto AI, because they can make snap decisions based on what happens in the game. Whereas you have to choose what you want to do based at the beginning of the turn. They can choose what they want to do when they attack. Such as, if in the middle of the round of turns, I get poisoned. Well, if I was controlling the partner, they wouldn't do anything because I didn't know that I was going to get poisoned that turn. However, if they're on auto, if they had to move, if their turn is after I get poisoned, they will actually cure me of the poisoning. So it's actually really advantageous to keep them on auto. There are a couple times where you want them on manual, but it's more of a resource management thing rather than a, you know, anything for making it easier. It's a lot easier just to keep them on auto. But if you want more of a challenge, you can have them on manual the entire game. It's really up to you. Now we look at armor. You will find better armor, but they generally will always have their armor and they won't change. You can see there she's got 15 defense points, which makes her like over twice as tough as you. And she has that which has extra 3 defense points. You can see the little symbol. That means that she can't be silenced. And that means that she has defense against water and she can't be petrified. Alright. See you back. Okay. Back we go. Alright, during that battle I got my 3rd level up. Now I'm at the same level as my partner. I found 3 more cure potions. Alright, generally you can pretty much tell where the end of a level is. You're just looking for the one thing that looks out of place. Usually there's a bigger monster sitting there that you know that's where you have to go. Sometimes it'll sneak up on you, but most of the time you'll be able to tell where it is. Like in the case of this dungeon, there the glowing red tree. Yeah, that's where we gotta go. I'm gonna go ahead and clear out the monsters first because, hey, why not? And last one. Alright. And we got some heal potions. Now these are useful because they'll heal any status ailment you've got. If your ally has a healing spell, they'll use that before they use the items, because they'd rather use their own magic than heal you with potions. It's sort of a resource management thing that they programmed in, but sometimes you'll find they'll use the items instead of the magic because they're stupid. But I suppose they'd rather save their magic as opposed to using an item, because the magic can be used for more important spells. I don't know. Alright, here we go. This is the evil tree I was talking about. Surprise! He poisoned me, just as he did the trees. And, boss fight. Here we go, to the Minotaur. Oh, listen to that music. If this game's got one thing going for it that is almost unanimous, it's got a killer soundtrack. Man, I love this music. Alright, we're just gonna go and attack, because we're OP. Or we're dead. You see right there, I wouldn't have known that I would have gotten killed. I'd have been SOL mainly. But since she's on auto, she knew that I died, so she used life, and I got revived before the next round. That is why it's typically recommended to keep them on auto, because they can make snap decisions right off the bat without while they are in the midst of battle. Alright, we're gonna keep throwing what we got at them. Critical hits. As you can see, most bosses will be... They have 3 or 4 stages to them. You can see them generally break down. You can't see how much health they have, but this is a system I like. There's no health, but you can kind of tell when you're getting closer and closer to fighting them. Usually it's about half health and then a fourth health. They'll have their different forms, and then they'll just die. They'll just give a roar, and they'll just fade off the screen. Alright. We should finish it this round, unless she decides to use a cure potion. Just attack! There it goes. Defeated the enemy, got a bunch of stuff that it scrolled by too quickly for me to read.
Kaylee, what happened?
I'll be okay as soon as I take Elixir.
That's in the Sand Temple.
Don't worry, I'll get it.
Then take this axe with you.
Got the axe. Yes. I'll be back. Okay, we ain't got nobody to go with us now. I'll just head out this way, which is the north exit. Now we can go north. We can go both, what's that, northeast. I don't really know my directions that well. That's east. We can also go north. We're going to go ahead and go to Foresta, I guess. It depends on what emphasis you want to put on the word. Hey guys, don't forget to like my video if it deserves it, comment if you have something to say, and subscribe if you would like to see more.